COE, PaaS, SaaS, CI, CD, MVP, ACL, APIM, BSOD, EOF, FIFO, CDN. They are all acronyms that most of us use every day. But my favorite ones are PEBMAC, problem exists between monitor and chair, and picnic, problem in chair, not in computer. So do people use acronyms and jargon not just to communicate, but also to show off? Or does it make any sense to use it extensively across your communication and in a conversational way? Or are we lacking status and therefore compensate with jargon, creating a barrier for new people? Or is it really normal to be like this? And now, about this. Acronyms are and were always a convenience for writers. That's how the whole thing started. Using it in everyday language, I think it creates a barrier for people to engage the conversation, as you need to have a lot of focus to understand that conversation, and it fortifies the walled garden that teams and some companies have. With technology, these acronyms usually even mean different things in different contexts. And in today's world, we have acronyms for every tool, framework, way of working, language, and technical answer, plus the ones we invent to describe what we do, how we do it, how long it takes, the business logic, and foremost, how we want people to understand it faster. It's a menace and we should stop it. On the other hand, business jargon can give everyone the impression and feeling that you are smart and in the know, gives credibility and formality to the conversation, but also has a very opposite effect, as sometimes people use it without asking its true meaning, without clearly understanding it, and ending up with jargon that makes no sense just for the sake of conversation. I personally like to ask what other people mean with their jargon or acronyms when they seem off to me, when I feel that it might mean something, or even just to boil it down to normal language so that everyone around me understands it. So the tech world likes acronyms and jargon a lot. Apparently comes with the turf, and it's easy for us to have it. But for everyone else, this language we have is just a blocker, a problem, and an issue that creates a language barrier between us and everyone else that doesn't have the same context, background, and knowledge of what we are saying. If we add any company private jargon and acronyms, then it is even worse, especially for new joiners that don't have that knowledge and need to understand from scratch, sometimes without support, what all of that means. So, some might say that acronyms and jargon can improve communication. But that takes into consideration that everyone is under the same context. The problem with that is that it shows, in my opinion, insecurity and a huge desire for status. It's a visual signal showing that you mastered the lingo, you're in the group, you belong, and whatever you're saying is only understood by your own, making everyone else stupid and lead to other colleagues to disengage from the conversation. Especially when you need to communicate clearly the message, idea, and project to other people inside or outside of the company. Here is where clear and open language is necessary, not jargons or acronyms. At the end, jargon and acronyms are associated to company culture, and the higher it goes, the more complex and complicated it is to reduce and remove. So having a clear, unambiguous language is important, and no one ever died or got fired for having a normal conversation without acronyms or jargon. The strategy of emphasizing that you are communicating in order to be understood will give audiences further confidence in you and in your organization, whilst professional status concerns can lead speakers to elucidate rather than explain, and leverage rather than use. So it is possible to foster a culture of clear communication and reduce the costs of needless jargon or acronyms for you and your organization. Otherwise, we are just creating a taxing environment for everyone, validating the busy trap, which is self-imposed and creating gaps within communication. And you, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below.